Right now, as we turn our attention to international news, we have President Biden meeting with Russian leader Vladimir Putin at this very moment in Geneva.
The last time the two met face-to-face was 10 years ago when President Biden at the time was vice president and Putin was prime minister. Leland Vittert joins us live this morning from Geneva, Switzerland, with more on what's going on there this morning. Good morning. So how has the tone seemed so far?
James, Daria, good morning to you. It was tough to discern anything really that significant from the body language as they sat down. There were a number of shouted questions for about the first 15 or 20 seconds that the pool, which is this small group of Russian and American reporters that are allowed in to the meeting before it begins, shouted questions at both leaders, and none really said anything all that significant. The stakes here could not be higher as these two men sit down, and for no other reason than the two men who control the largest nuclear arsenals in the world are right now in the same room, and the relationship between the United States and Russia has never been worse. Diplomats who are paid to be optimistic, and are that by their very nature, say the very best thing that could come out of this is simply stopping the downward spiral of American-Russian relationships. And so as you look at the optics of this, which is probably some of the more important parts of this conversation, Vladimir Putin's already won. He is now sitting down with an American president in Geneva in the same way Nikita Khrushchev and Mikhail Gorbachev, who were the great leaders of the Soviet Union, which is what Vladimir Putin aspires to be. He is now on the same world stage, one-on-one with the American president, getting deliverables for Joe Biden, like getting the Russians to stop cyber attacks, changes in terms of how the Russians deal with Ukraine, stopping aggression against U.S. allies. Those are a lot harder things to get out of Vladimir Putin.
Likelihood that they'll come to some sort of common ground. I mean, is success even something that's possible, given the tensions between the two countries right now?
Well, it all depends on how you exactly define success. Vladimir Putin has been in power for 20-plus years. He's a former KGB spy and has been very successful, #1 in 20 years, at staying in power. The second thing people will say he's been the very most successful at is telling American presidents what they want to hear in private meetings and then going about and doing whatever it is that he feels like doing in public. He's done it already to 3 U.S. presidents. You think about George W. Bush, who said, I looked into Vladimir Putin's soul and I trust him, and then Putin went and invaded a U.S. ally. You think about Barack Obama, the famous reset, and then hacking the elections and invading Ukraine, and we all know how Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump's relationship went. So this is something that Putin is very adept at, and whether or not Joe Biden is able to turn the tables, if you will, is yet to be seen.
Wow, really? Thank you for the perspective. That was interesting.
Yes.
Your twist on this. Thanks a lot, Leland.
All right, excellent update there, and we'll look for more throughout the day. NewsNation, by the way, is going to have a live coverage event tonight on the Donlin Report. That's at 4 p.m. on NewsNation. Go to newsnation.com or the NewsNation app to find out more about channel listings in your particular neighborhood.
5:09 right now.